How much did the Cold War impact your upbringing, and what was it like?
Well, I wouldn't say for the whole period of the Cold War it was something that was uppermost in my mind, but there
Mm-hmm.
were certain times in my life where there are things that I immediately associate with the Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
The first was when I think I was probably around first grade. I kept a dog tag that was issued to us. I had totally forgotten it until I found the dog tag
Mm-hmm.
at one point. And I remember that we had drills where we all had to leave our classroom and go out in the halls and sit up against the walls. And the corridor was just full of kids lined up on the
Yeah.
sides, and the dog tags were there with our name and address on it, and our birth date and our father's identifying name.
Mm-hmm.
And that probably would have been around the very beginning, about 53, 54, because
Mm-hmm.
I was probably in first grade around that time.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that stands out is the Cuban Missile Crisis. That would have been about when I was in ninth grade.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I had fathers and uncles who were in the Second World War and I'd heard their stories, this was like, now it was going to be my war.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting in my classroom in ninth grade, and we had the TV on,
Yeah.
and we thought that this was going to be the war that was going to be happening to us.
Mm-hmm.
And what a relief, because the TV was on the time when the back down, the separation occurred, where the ships were stopped. But we were really scared, and I can remember where I was when that kind of remembrance
Yeah.
of the Cuban Missile Crisis. Weapons of mass destruction were kind of always in the news, and it was kind of always something that was in the back of your mind. I remember as I graduated college and then graduate school, and I was a social worker, I even took a course in how to help children deal with the stress of there could be all of a sudden a
Mm-hmm.
nuclear attack.
Yeah. When the Soviet Union collapsed, what was it like since the Cold War had been going on for so long?
But what I attached to the end of the Cold War is the fall of the Berlin Wall. I remember I was visiting a friend up in Maine, and we watched the TV together and just couldn't believe it. Being of German extraction myself, to know that the German people were separated like that, and
Mm-hmm.
all through those years there were people, going over the wall, going around the wall, getting shot, making it, not making it. I mean, that would hit the news at different times because they were just so desperate to get to freedom. So seeing that happen, when those cement blocks started opening, and the cheering and the happiness of the German people was just really a wonderful sight to see. And then, of course, when finally it was the sense that it's over, it was a great relief that you don't have to always feel that these nuclear weapons are hanging over your heads. And then disarmament happened, and having less and less of those weapons was great to know about.